Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm doing an unboxing and first look on the newly released Hayabusa T3D boxing gloves. So check it out. Hey guys, Carlo here, and today I'm doing an unboxing and first look on the newly released Hayabusa T3D 3D printed boxing gloves. These retail for $349 on the Hayabusa website. Got mine in cobalt blue. They come in 4 colorways. Aside from the blue, you can also get these in red, kind of like a dark gray, almost black color, as well as an off-white ivory colorway. You can get these anywhere between 10 and 18 ounces. I opted to go with 16 ounces for my pair. So let's go ahead and cut this box open and take a look at these gloves. Now, what makes these gloves unique, at least from what I was reading on the Hayabusa website, is going to be the 3D printed cells they use to replace your standard layered foam padding. So most traditional boxing gloves, use a layered foam padding. It could be EVA, polyurethane, latex, injected molded foam, sponge foam. There's all types of different foams that they utilize in boxing gloves nowadays. And Hayabusa has now basically engineered a 3D printed cell padding to replace a layered foam, which is supposed to be more protective and have more durability, so better longevity in terms of the padding wear. So that's obviously yet to be seen. I haven't used these gloves yet. This is the first time I'm going to see these in person, as well as you guys watching this video. But it's definitely intriguing. From a design standpoint, they look similar to the original T3 gloves. The aesthetics of gloves are a little bit different from what I've seen, in pictures, but it still has the dual wrist closure system. It looks like it has similar, if not the same dimensions as the standard T3 gloves. And then again, obviously the 3D printing technology. So first things first, let me go ahead and put my knife down. It comes with this card, the Hayabusa on the back. It says T3D boxing gloves. Has it in that red colorway. The world's first 3D printed boxing gloves take performance, comfort, and protection to a new dimension. And then they include almost like this little keychain with this little 3D printed cube. So essentially this is the material that's going to be on the inside of the glove, I'm assuming. You can see it. Basically this 3D printed material is kind of like a hard rubberized material. And you can see it's almost like a honeycomb structure to it. So you can see that it's hollow on the inside, but it has flex. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I believe Title Boxing a while ago, and I actually did a review on these hand wraps. They had this thing called hexacomb technology. They had hexacomb gloves. And I don't know if that the hexacomb material was 3D printed. It may have been, but it had that similar kind of honeycomb structure to it. So you have that little box right there with that 3D printed honeycomb, and it does have kind of a firm feel. So that's my assumption. That's what's going to be inside of the boxing glove itself. So you have that little cube. They include next gen performance, enrich the quality and longevity of protection, optimize impact performance, and enhance hand comfort, evolving the standard. Thousands of resin struts instantly absorb and disperse energy, so you're always ready to land the next punch. 3D printed elastomer resin. It's better that I'm reading off this paper because this is way too hard to remember. Resin lattice outlasts layered foams and offers unparalleled energy and longevity. Zonal cushioning protects and performs, all while preserving a comfortable pocket with a perfectly broken-in feel. Okay, and then you have a QR code. I'm assuming if you scan that, it'll probably take you to their website. So a lot of cool technical wording. We've seen it before, we've heard it before. Whether or not it's true, it remains to be seen by myself and for you guys that are watching. It really comes down to how it really feels once you start using them. You can use all the technical wording and jargon that you want, but what it really boils down to is the people that wear it, they train in the gloves. So first things first, you do have a standard satchel Hayabusa bag that it comes with a drawstring cord. And then it says T3D lattice boxing gloves, so it does have extra plastic wrap that I will open. And here, obviously, keep it nice and tied up nicely in there. Open that bag, and it's wrapped in paper. And lastly, take that off, so you have even more protection. Little silica packet, and paper comes there. So there you have it. And put that to the side. That's the left glove, and here is the right glove. So you have the left and the right glove next to each other. Here we are. So here we are, seeing them for the first time. The left glove has a Hayabusa tag on there. The material on here is similar to the Vylar. I believe that's what Hayabusa calls their synthetic. They call it Vylar to their standard T3 gloves, except it has a little bit more of a shine to it. At least from my previous T3 gloves that I had, it looks pretty much the same in terms of like the thickness of the material, but it has a little bit more of a shine to the material. You have the Hayabusa logo, just like their other ones, where it's kind of embossed into the synthetic. And then you have kind of this unique design. One thing you'll notice, it has this rubber opening, almost like a little window, to show you that 3D printed material on the inside of the glove. So that little cube I showed you guys earlier, that's the material on the inside. And it's like this little rubberized window right there that shows you that. It says T3D, another one, again, just kind of like a little rubberized logo right there that shows T3D. Kind of has like this little unique design. It says H.V7 or H.V7.2. So maybe that's like the model designation. Have like these red triangles right here. I'm not too sure what that's for. I'm assuming maybe that they want that solid triangle and that hollow triangle to line up when you put the Velcro strap on. I'm not too sure, because if you tighten it really tight, you can see that they're not lined up. So maybe that's what that's for. You do have that white Hayabusa logo on the edge of the Velcro strap. More of that blue design. You do have an attached thumb with that same synthetic material. Rolling down to the finger compartment, you can see that the blue has kind of a pixelized fading away onto the finger compartment, and it transitions to black. And then you have that embossed Hayabusa on the fingertip compartment. Opening the palm side, you do have perforated holes on the palm opening as well as on the thumb. I'd say that the grip bar is a nice, firm, large size to the grip bar. It says T3D technology and fusion splinting and dual X closure. Again, that's kind of the same technology. Well, not kinda, it is the same technology they've had in all of their previous T3 gloves. And then you have kind of this diagonal design that goes across. Heavy net weight, not heavyweight, net weight 16 ounces. And then you have like these two little kind of boomerang type things right there. That open triangle. And then again, the dual X closure system, we're not any strangers to that. You know, that's something that they've used on their previous T3 models. Nice large Velcro patch on the back of the wrist, and then again the dual X closure system. So it's basically just a crisscrossing wrist system with that, or wrist support system. So the thumb also has a kind of like a four-line design that's embossed into the thumb, so that's recessed with these two arrows. So I'd say that the back of the wrist has about an inch of firm density foam padding on the back of the wrist. Inside of the wrist, maybe about a ½ inch. It comes up to right about here on this side of that panel, and then on this side kind of rolls up, and it has almost like a, yeah, that's the same piece of padding. So that comes up to right about here. So you have that padding that kind of comes all the way up through, and you have that nice solid piece, the elastic on the palm to keep the piping together. And the inside liner feels like a kind of like a tri-cot smooth foamy liner. It does say 16-ounce Hayabusa. I have the tag right there. On the opposite side, designed in North America. The gloves are made in China. And you also have kind of just, this article contains new materials only, cotton fibers, just more or less more of the material that they use. So, all right, a moment of truth. Slide my hand in here to see how the gloves feel. Put the dual X closure on and have that on there. So gloves definitely feel really comfortable. Nice thumb. That's the first thing I'll notice. Let me go ahead and put the left one on too. One thing I do like what Hayabusa did with their later models, with their T3s, is they made this tab right here rubberized so that when you grab onto it, it's easy to grip. Because you have your other, especially once you have your other hand with the glove on, it's kind of harder to do it, but they add that rubber. So you definitely feel, the thumb feels really nice on the glove. The piping around the thumb gives you enough room. For a 16-ounce glove, I'd say that they're pretty much on point in terms of sizing. I feel like if I have my hand wraps on with these will still be really comfortable and have a snug fit, but not overly too tight. When they say broken in, these are definitely not a broken in glove. They feel initially pretty much on the stiff side. You can see I can't even open my hands past that without really struggling. So they're definitely on a little bit more of the stiffer side. And then that 3D printed cell material on the inside, that's just to be seen. But from my initial take, and I'll show you guys here in a second, it feels, I'd say, a little bit on the firm side. It's not super stiff like molded foam, but it does have a little bit of give to it. I'm kind of curious on how it feels when I hit like a really firm, heavy bag like the Nazo bag or the ProLast bag. I'm assuming on a softer filled bag like my Science one here, it will perform real nicely. But I'm kind of curious on the more stiffer bags as well as on the mitts. You can see, just like the other T3s, the profile of the glove is pretty much the same size as a 16-ounce traditional T3 glove. So in terms of sizing and the profile, the height of the glove, the width of the glove, if you have a pair of 16-ounce T3s laying around, they're pretty much the same. You can see that the cuff isn't too long, nor is it too short. So you can see just the thickness of the glove looks pretty much the same as a traditional T3 glove. So I'm really excited to try these out, more or less just for a padding system with this 3D printed cell on how that performs. Outside of that, I'd say aesthetically they're a little bit different than the T3s, obviously, just from looking at the glove. They changed the exterior design. But in terms of sizing and the profile of the gloves, they look pretty much identical. It does have the same Velcro dual X closure system. The fusion splinting is the same as previous models. So what you're really paying for is aesthetic design, and obviously the main thing is going to be that 3D printed cell. So I'm gonna go ahead and start using these gloves in my training to see how these perform and whether or not they justify the jump in price. I mean, the standard T3s, I believe, I want to say right now, are about $179 or $189, and these are $349. So you're looking at almost double the price at $349. So this 3D printed lattice or cell or whatever you want to call it better be just the most amazing padding I've ever felt in the world, because for you to justify a double or doubling the price of the gloves, that has to be pretty revolutionary. So again, we'll see how these perform, how they feel, if they're comfortable, and then I will put my review out when the time is right. So here they are, the Hayabusa T3D boxing gloves. See them in person. If you guys have any questions or comments, as usual, put them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can buy these gloves. I'll see you guys later. Take care.